The train's going to Canterbury.
And you're stopping here at Chillingbourne.
Well, son of a gun. What time is the next...
8:57.
8:57?
AM. Here, what do those stripes mean?
Sergeant?
Well, they're the wrong way up. He's a sergeant, see?
Cut the quiz questions, Pop. What kind of a place is this with no train all night?
In August 1943, the British filmmakers Michael Powell and Pressburger came here to this unprepossessing Kent country railway station to shoot the opening scene of A Canterbury Tale. It's one of my very favourite films. It's a tale of human casualties, the flotsam of war, and miracles that can be found against the odds amid the rubble.
Don't tell me this whistle stop is a town.
Chillingbourne was constituted a municipal borough in the year 1085, 407 years before Columbus discovered America.
The movie was shot in the dog days of summer, 90 degrees in the shade in the villages of Kent. 70 years on, much has changed. The station itself is looking a bit dilapidated. And yet, if the Canterbury Tale is about anything, it's about our ties with the past and the things that last. And right now, it's just as hot as it was back then.
What would they see, Dan Chaucer and his goodly company today? The hills and valleys are the same, gone are the forests since the enclosures came. Hedgerows have sprung, the land is under plough, and orchards bloom with blossom on the bough. Sussex and Kent are like a garden fair, but sheep still graze upon the ridges there. The pilgrim's way still winds above the weald, through wood and brake and many a fertile field. But though so little's changed since Chaucer's day, another kind of pilgrim walks the way.
Powell and Pressburger take their lead from Chaucer to tell the story of three modern-day pilgrims, a land girl, a US soldier and a British sergeant, who wash up at the fictional village of Chillingbourne. None of them want to be there. They're sad, lonely, saddle-sore, and yet the place itself tends to work a kind of magic on them. They solve a local mystery and are then batted on to the bomb sites of Canterbury, where they each receive a very humdrum, secular kind of blessing, a little gift from the ruins of war.
8 o'clock, sir.
AM or PM?
Tea, sir.
I take coffee for breakfast.
You can have coffee for breakfast, sir. That's an early morning tea.
Can't I have early morning coffee?
Oh, no, sir.
Oh. What's that?
What, sir?
That window there.
House the other side of the street.
That street seems kind of narrow.
The upper story overhangs. They do say 2 6-foot men can shake hands across the street, sir.
At the risk of letting daylight into magic, it should be pointed out that the village of Chillingbourne was actually 4 or 5 separate villages, all orbiting Canterbury. We're now standing outside the Red Lion at Wingham, which doubled in the film as the exteriors of the Hand of Glory pub. It sits on a sort of unlovely, very busy intersection, but 70 years ago it was upstairs in one of those rooms that Bob, the US soldier, peered out of his bedroom window and waved at the butcher standing on the street opposite. The butcher, being a suspicious yokel-local type, didn't wave back.
Morning. Nice piece of weatherboarding, that watermill. I must ask the old gentleman who built it. I'll bet it was a Horton.
A Canterbury Tale flopped when it first came out, and I think one of the problems people had with it was the central figure of the glueman, who is this rigid local magistrate and self-imposed guardian of the old ways, who pours glue in the hair of the girls who dare to date the soldiers. And I think this really freaked people out. They couldn't quite fit him in with the rest of the story. And yet I think that the film's oddness, and maybe even its flaws, are what makes it so very special. It's a mystical and yet entirely sentimental portrait and salute of England, warts and all.
Oh, look at that house. What a perfect place. Oh, I wonder whose it is.
The glueman lived here in this house in Wickhamborough, and this place at least looks entirely unchanged from the way it did back in August 1943. It's like the whole place has been preserved in aspic. At one stage in the film, the glueman is talking about Chaucer's Old Pilgrims, and he says something like, "I feel I have only to turn my head to see them on the road behind me." And sitting here today, I feel a little bit like that myself. I worry that he's in there mixing up some potions.
What wouldn't I give to grow old in a place like that?